Hello, good morning, everybody. Okay, so showed this deck off at the end of yesterday. Added a Jegantha. um, I had a okay, so I'll pull back a little bit. So, we've played Leyline and Scion and Coffers a little bit last season. I liked it a lot, and I feel like it's maybe a little bit underexplored. Kind of simply put, Leyline Scion is really good. Oh shit! In decks that have extra uses for Leyline of the Guildpact, not just using it as a enabler for Scion, but also the ability to get rid of it in some way, and also the ability to use it in a different way. So we've seen Leyline work pretty nicely in some devotion decks, mostly the Leyline or mostly the domain Enchantress devotion deck. That one was kind of I think the best way to make use of it, but it's also really nice that Leyline enables Cabal Coffers, and you can pitch it to March of Wretched Sorrow, giving like just a lot of extra equity in the deck. Also, Scion is I think an awesome tool in this archetype where it just stabilizes so hard, and then lets you have like this incredible late game with your Karn package. Something I wasn't doing last time, which I kind of realized I should be doing after I splash green for Pillage the Bog, is play Ancient Stirrings. Stirrings finds all of your best cards, all of your action cards. It finds your Urborg, finds your Cabal Coffers, it finds your Scions, it finds your Karns, it finds your Ring. You just have you're like less than 1% to brick on the Stirrings with 35 colorless cards. Card is really, really, really nice card selection tool, and it will help you assemble, Urborg Coffers. If you have Leyline, you can dig for Scion. It's really, really nice tool. Pillage the Bog is also a card that I feel is more powerful than Profane Tutor, but of course comes at the cost of splashing an extra color in the Coffers deck. Doesn't get to ferried, is actually a really, really strong top deck instead of a dead top deck, and also and just kind of simply digs really, really, really deep for 2 mana. Not any card like Profane Tutor, but just like the quality of top deck with this card is I think so nice in the Coffers deck. Which also like kind of lets you trim some of the 4-drops too. Like we're not playing Shieldred and we're not playing Damnation because we can't tutor for them, and Damnation is also a little bit awkward in the Scion of Draco deck anyways. And Shieldred is a little bit less necessary with Scion of Draco giving lifelink. So I think you can kind of afford to trim that fat, and when you cut the Damnations and the Shieldred, then you get access to Jegantha, because Leyline of the Guildpact is a very, very funnily costed card. I also like that when you splash white for Leyline Binding in this deck, and also Leyline Binding always has felt like it solves a lot of problems for the Coffers matchup, helps you deal with a lot of really problematic permanents. Oh, that is the wrong deck from yesterday. But you get to play Reprieve in the sideboard, which maybe will look a little bit weird, right? Playing Reprieve in the sideboard. But one thing I really don't like about Coffers decks in general is that you have all of these removal spells game 1, and your sideboard is like most Coffer sideboards are like 11 Karn targets and like 4 graveyard hate spells, and they're just gonna have dead cards in a lot of matchups. But Reprieve is just like such a versatile card, kind of simply put. This is like against any deck where your creature removal isn't like super premium or isn't very good. You can bring in Reprieve, and Reprieve will be a card. Not likely the most effective card in any matchup, but against creativity and Tron and Titan, it serves a nice purpose. Okay, let's go keep this. A little bit of redundancy with the Leyline and the second Urborg, but seems good enough to me. I think I'm likely going to lead on just Urborg. Yeah, I think I finally found a good balance for the Magda Bombardment deck. We've been talking about this a lot. I ended up just kind of feeling like I don't know. I just really would love to play like 2 Unearths in this deck, but it's tough. It's tough. I really like the suppliers. Like cutting the Bowmasters for suppliers was nice because I really disliked having like this many 2-drops. This one's been looking okay so far. It is tentatively the backup deck today. Am I right in thinking Sulturic Wish and Pillage the Bog is probably more fun than good? I built it. I haven't played any matches. I want to get some testing in with this off stream tonight. I don't know. Maybe I'm like just a little bit worried that you're gonna pillage, you're gonna be like behind on board and you'll pillage and you just won't have that much to stabilize you. So I was thinking about playing Cryptic Command over Archmage's Charm for that purpose. Which is maybe wrong. I was also kind of thinking about playing Snapcaster over Shark Typhoon and just having 4 Snapcasters and a Kihira to go with your Nexus of Fate for a win condition, which is also probably wrong. So my opponent, after a minute and 40 seconds, has gone Mountain Ragavan Bobble. The Writer's Room go. It was fun. Hades 2 definitely seems to be like enough different that like I'm not super familiar with the systems. I didn't play any off stream last night, but we beat the first boss on our second try, and then on that same run made it to the second boss, which was crazy. It felt like my damage output was just really not there on that fight. No Kihira Snipe piece. Right. Okay, never mind then. Never mind then. Okay, I think drawing a second Pillage the Bog, we'll just go ahead and cast one here. Drop another one. Could you grab a Binding? I think I'm going to grab another one. These are just going to dig so deep. So they Rinse Resolve into Magda and Basic Mountain. Very cool. I like to see some people experimenting with Magda here. Kind of interesting. We could go... I think I'm just going to go Stirrings. And I would love to find Coffers and then also cast Pillage the Bog here. But of course, you could find this. And I guess I'm just actually supposed to Legend Rule my Urborg to play a Scion with Leyline in play against the mono red deck. When we played Magda yesterday, we were pretty cold with the Leyline Scion. Leyline Scion has definitely gotten less popular. The Zoo deck has kind of fallen off. Okay. So these... Okay, so yeah, I need to have... Okay, I have Jegantha, which is nice. And Leyline Scion, Maze Solo. But we need to have one of our basic swamps to actually get our colors back online here. Blue Leyline in Jace Bog Wilderness. These are all words. Blue Leyline in Jace Bog Wilderness. What do these words together mean, I wonder? Figured out a loop with Recurring Nightmare, Amulet, and land drop creatures. Do you think there's something there? Probably just not better than regular Amulet Titan. So the loop is Amulet plus Golgari Route Farm plus 2 Grazers, but you have to have 2 Amulets for infinite mana. Probably just, you know, probably just cast a Primeval Titan if you have 2 Amulets and a Golgari Route Farm, and then you don't have to put weird reanimation spell in your Primeval Titan deck. But you can do whatever you want. This looks like a Hayashi kind of deck. I always think it's so funny. Every time anyone plays a mono red deck, I play it or an opponent plays it, Chat goes, this looks like an Hayashi deck. But that's because Hayashi just play. I like just any mono red deck, Hayashi deck. Definitely take a second Scion here. Leyline, Blood Moon, and Urborg all on the table. Just missing a Yawgmoth. It's just like Hayashi just played every flavor of mono red. It's like every combination of any mono red deck is Hayashi's. You know, this mono red mid range deck kind of looks like an Hayashi deck. Hayashi, who's only played mono mid range for 5 or 6 years. Assume they're suggesting play Leyline of Anticipation and New Jason Solte Reclamation deck you showed. I really did not like Leyline plus Jace. I think any future Jace brews will not include Leyline. So my opponent can like maybe commit a crime and then attack with the Shaman to make a dragon blocker, but they can't even double block to kill a Scion. Yields infinite energy, can bring back Titan later. Oh, sure. I don't know. It sounds like this is a combo that involves Route Farm, 2 Amulets, this Recurring Nightmare card, 2 Grazers. It's a 6-card combo. and then it just makes infinite energy. So then you also like need a Titan in the yard or something, and I'm not very excited about it. But we'll see. It's cool though, for sure. Cool. Up to a cool 36. So they are going to make the Scorpion Dragon bolted down to 33. Pretty mean the ley line, everything at all colors deck can play Ancient Stirrings. Yeah, it is. I agree. Opponent is playing Volatile Fault after me complaining about it all day yesterday. Also kind of weird to be playing like this and Blood Moon in the main deck. Don't see that very often. That's true. I guess people do usually come here for 6-card combos, huh? So they do decide to double block for no discernible reason here. Just gonna plus my Karn. Okay. The Karn really got him there. So on the draw against Mono Red Magda variant, gonna bring in the Tithing Blade and go down to Thoughtseize. How do we turn Scion into not a creature so we can plus with Karn? Always swimming in the sauce, huh? I think it's not easy to turn non-creatures into creatures, huh? How do you turn creature? There's got to be something that can turn it into a non-creature. I guess you could do like is it Song of Freyalise? No, that's not the card. You go Imprison in the Moon. No, the one that turns it into a plant. You probably have to turn it into a different type first. One of the stars, enchant creature enchantment, enchanted permanent is enchantment. Okay, then you coding that, and then you turn it into an artifact. And then you turn it into a creature with Karn. Okay, Minimus Containment is a one card combo. Oh yeah, Swift reconfiguration would be really Oh yeah, the Kitesail Larcenist. Dude, there's so many ways. Athena's been really hanging out. Keep trying to reposition the cameras. Just hiding behind me. What's the MH3 count then? I think we're 1 month away today. I think it comes out on June 7th. We are. Oh no, it's a 31-day month, so we have 31 days. I'm up all too fast. Okay, on the draw. Only one amulet to make loop with energy. That's true. I think I was playing Cedar Wayfinder, community benefactor to increase consistency. Yeah, I think that you would have to, and it would still not be that powerful of a combo. It's gonna be a slow one. Cannot play a Scion on turn 2. Someone's supposed to seize on turn 1 and then can go Triome into Triome Scion. Candman 31, welcome back. Appreciate you. So I probably should play Marsh Flats next turn so that if my opponent Blood Moons me, I can get a basic swamp. But if they don't, I just go Triome, Scion. Opponent's tanking on this Surveil here. They put Fable in the graveyard with no confirmed second land, I guess. And they find a Bauble, so if they flip a land or creature, they can get Delirium right now. Your hand is Unholy Heat, Lightning Bolt, Mystery card. They have a Bolt come in for next turn. They keep a card on top, so there will be no Delirium this turn. Without Leyline, it's never possible to cast turn 2 Scion. Yeah. Unless you would have to have some help from your opponent, where you could go like turn 1 Triome, and then you would play a Swamp, or you play sorry, I guess it would have to be Godless Shrine. Float a mana, then your opponent Besages you. Bear with me. Then your opponent Besages you, and then you get your other Triumph, and then you cast Scion. Park at the Harvard Yard. Thank you for the 49. Appreciate you. So this Bolt also just gives them Delirium by itself. You're Triumph Shock. Not in this deck. Yeah, yes. Chat. In Modern, you can cast Triumph Shock. In this deck, we don't have Triumph Shock land that allows you to cast Scion turn 2 because it's not possible to do that and have both the Triumph and the Shock land be swamps. So I'm trying to prioritize every land in the deck being a swamp. But Maybe it is correct to play off swamp Shockland. How's Bog been looking? What's the normal amount of land you normally have when you cast it? It depends. I don't think there's like, just what's the turn, But I like how good a top deck Bog is. It's like pretty good. It's like it's on its worst on turn 2, but like every single turn after turn 2, it's really really strong. The graveyard did Strike It Rich, so I guess they're just really in on turn 2 Moon or Fable. Better to get off-color Triumph since most of the times you're fetching for it. Maybe, not sure. Already down to 11 life points, and they have a heat available for the Scion. These Scions, rather. Someone told me it was only good when you get to the mid-game in Modern and have 7 lands. Looking at the top 6 for 2 mana and getting 1 card is really, really good. Also on turn 3 too, you will just plot it a lot of the time on turn 3 if you don't have anything else to do with your turn, and that's also been something I've liked. So I think we just go Triumph, Scion, let the heat happen. The next turn we can go Stirrings, and then we'll have 4 mana because of our Urborg Cabal Coffers to potentially find a ring, potentially find a Karn. We'll see what happens. Any chance it's correct to play Explore Farseek to enable Pillage more? Is it good enough if you're hitting a land drop every turn? It's good enough if you're hitting a land drop every turn. I don't think you're really that worried about it. It's fine on turn 2. A little bit underwhelming. 6 cards for 2 mana is just good, but you can also plot it on turn 3 to set up for 8 cards on 8 cards for 0 mana the next turn. My opponent graveyards a Boil. The good old let me bring in Boil, and I'm also gonna have Blood Moon. I guess maybe not that rare to have both. Kind of weird though. I guess it makes sense against the Leyline deck. They still have another Bolt as one of their 2 unknowns. Maybe this Scion will just be good. Maybe we'll find a ring off the Stirrings, but also maybe we'll get burned out. I guess a little bit less likely to happen now. So I guess I have 4 or 5 mana, so I could like march the Goblin. Could march the Goblin and also play Scion. I'd have to do that main phase. I think that's okay. Think Boyle will be any better with the new MHD Blue Moon? I don't talk about the leaks. That is the one leak I've seen, but we'll talk about when it's officially spoiled. But also no. Probably no. Yeah, I mean that one for some reason, like, everybody's posting that one online, but not officially spoiled yet. I think that is the one other leak I've seen. So we're getting our poison picked, I guess. Then they officially spoil all the weeks. Not that one for some reason. I know it's confusing, and super pressed. Okay, so opponent's got 1 card in their hand, 2 Striker Riches in the yard, flipped Fable coming next turn, and still they got a card. Let's cast our. Should I Surveil first? Let's Surveil after. Hopefully we find an action spell. So we find both the One Ring and a Scion of Draco. Close. I think I'm gonna take the ring. Perhaps a little greedy. Graveyard's another Channeler. And I'm likely gonna Binding the Channeler so they can't dig super effectively. Second Cabal Coffers just makes Karn and another March of Wretched Sorrow really good top decks. We also, worst case scenario, can Jegantha next turn, take 2, take 1, then 2, and then see if they can find a removal spell. They also could, we'll see if they. Oh, I guess Striker Rich also has this synergy with Magda, which is not nothing, which means that they can make a dragon next turn. even if their cards are nothing. We have a lot of looks at a lot of good cards here though. But they top decked Lightning Bolt, number 3. Okay, so we go to game 2. Oh, sorry, I could have found March. Didn't find March. Okay, on the play for game 3. On the play, I need the Tithing Blade a little bit less, and the Thoughtseize to like break up the Blood Moon seems kind of nice. Could have just mulligan. I guess they have the Pick Your Poison, so maybe. I guess Leyline Scion's not going to solo them like it did game 1. They did surveil towards the bolt at least. Okay, really happy to have the ability to go like Leyline double basic land potentially. Although maybe we're going to surveil, maybe we're going to probably we'll surveil the first one here. Logan with the 8 months. Thank you so much. Welcome back. Having 2 basics means I can just cast everything. If they play like a Ragavan turn 1, I'll get a basic swamp and then push and then reassess. Also, I guess they can just Pick Your Poison me. At which point, I'm gonna go for Savai Triome. Draw a Leyline. Logan, 8 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Dr. Muggy with a 30. Thank you as well. There's a Volatile Fault. Just kind of thinking about, which card to cast here, of course. I think it should be push, but one kind of nice thing about binding is I can binding the Ragavan and then fetch a swamp and then push is like actually usable card. I also think I might just Pillage the Bog, looking at the top 4 to just try to find a land for basic swamp. But I could also Jegantha to get out of this. And I could like maybe find Urborg. Don't find an Urborg. I think we just are taking a land. Could take another Pillage the Bog, I guess. Could take Stirrings. But I think I just want to take this land and have the ability to just Jegantha my way out of this Blood Moon. Assuming my opponent moons me next turn. Obviously, they will not necessarily do this, but it seems like they have a lot of Blood Moons in their deck. Can sack the Binding instead of the Leyline. Oh, I guess that was the play, huh? So my opponent plays a Fable, which is acceptable for sure. So now I really want to fetch a basic swamp. And then we'll activate the Cabal Coffers for 4. And I think I'm just going to go like Thoughtseize, March on 2, and then binding their Fable. Let's go ahead and take some time to resolve this Marsh Flats. Cutting the current triumphs through Temple Garden Xander's Lounge seems like an improvement. Well, there seems like an improvement is, I think, a somewhat reductive way to say, okay. I think it's a somewhat reductive way to say that you are kind of playing 1 less swamp in your Cabal Coffers deck. But there are certainly pros. I guess I could march this Goblin now. I think that's actually kind of okay since sorry. Since I can't cast the Leyline anytime soon anyways. Yeah, only tapping for 3, not 4. But I don't know, like I understand the pros there. You're playing, 1 less tap land in the deck, and you can cast Scion turn 2. These are the pros. Cons, you're playing 1 more non-swamp in your Cabal Coffers deck. So you can decide if that's worth it to you or not. Like here in this spot we're playing right now, if we have your proposed mana base, we just have 1 less land. Excuse me? Chandra Drestico. It's been a while. So, any land in the deck allows me to cast Jegantha, and any spell in the deck is castable besides a Leyline. Wait, they deal a damage to me instead of instead of trying to find a spell to cast? That's gotta be wrong. Okay, and then they cash in the Volatile Fault on my Triumph, so no longer is any spell castable. This one is, though. So can't quite cast this ring this turn. Stirring's a really nice card on the stack. So they flip a Scalding Tarn off their Chandra. Their hand is Unholy Heat and a Mystery card at the moment. This is a -7. So notably, oh, Chandra just to kill also commits crime for Magda. Not right now because we have pro everything. Xander's Lounge and the Tram seems better than Zagoth Savai. Xander's Lounge Triumph Tomb is full. Xander's Lounge Triumph is full devotion, and Xander's Abzan provides the necessary double color requirements. Xander's Lounge plus Abzan Triumph seems better than Zagoth Triumph. I was playing with that combination before, and I feel like it's worse than what I have. Where if you have Abzan Triome, Xander's Lounge, then you have a much harder time double spelling because you can cast your green or white spell off the Abzan Triome, and then your other spell is like you're just cooked. So if you have Pillage plus Binding, you just can't do it a lot of the time. If you have if you have Pillage plus Binding, you just can't play both of your cards, which I found to be a pretty big problemo. So 2 Unholy Heats down, likely the only answer for the Jegantha. Xander's Shrine Tomb is full devotion, and Xander's all necessary requirements. Xander's Shrine Tomb. I wonder if you could just play Xander's Lounge then maybe, and then like just not play the Abzan Triumph. Although maybe you want the other Triumph, I'm not sure. Probably do. Anyway, this was my issue with it. So if I can play my Scion, then this will have Trample. I can make it cost 4 mana by grabbing the Backstreet. Not that bad, but so I can play double Scion, or I can play push. I think I'll just go for double Scion, right? How many boxes that each they pre-ordered? I have bought 1 booster box in my entire life, and and I'm not looking to buy any more. I will buy singles for Modern Horizons 3 from my local game stores, and I will not buy any boxes of any sealed product probably ever again. I just like won a prize at a Hunter Burton and bought from a local store, but I think I will probably never buy a booster box ever again. Maybe like as a gift. Maybe like I'll buy a box of like Innistrad or something. What box? I can't remember. Whatever, it was the standard set at the time. I think it was the D&D set. You could call March of Wretched Sorrow a good draw. Okay. Kind of hard to mulligan ley lines, but a functional hand. Boxes or holdings are having fun. Yeah, I have some sealed product. Oh, I guess I gave a lot of it for the professor stuff. I have a little bit that I've like won in tournaments and stuff that I just never open. Okay, opponents on the mold 6 on the play. Another Arid Mesa deck. I still have the Aspiring Spike account. This is the Daybreak content creator account. I am, using it for now. Arid Mesa Archive Saga, so I guess we're up against Hammer. Looks like Hammer. So let's go Surveilling. Thank you, Surveil lands. We've had one Surveil land, why not another? Don't have explosives in the board at the moment, right? I do have explosives. Okay, thought I might have cut it. Seems okay. Seems okay to keep on top. We don't have a coffers at the moment. Seems like about good enough, right? And I could. I think I'm gonna leave up the Verdant Catacombs, and I'm just gonna march the construct into turn for one, and then leave up push. Coffers would be awesome because then I could go Karn plus hold up push next turn. So will they just get a hammer and put it on the construct, or they get like a Ginger Brute? Lava Spur Boots. Okay, so I got to push this now to stop the ward. Basic Plains, 4 cards in hand. None of them known. Okay, Scion's an interesting draw. I think I should cast the Scion, play Savai Triome tapped at this point, and then hold up the Fatal Push. Although, it could be correct for me to shock and Godless Shrine, so that I don't have to push any. Yeah, I guess I'll do this, so that I don't have to Fatal Push anything they put the boots on in response to them equipping the boots. Yeah, I haven't seen Hammer in a minute. Hopefully we don't, hopefully we let him down real gentle. Tap Temple Garden. Springleaf Drum. Probably the 2 weakest cards they could have played here. Although now I'm kind of punished because I can't go Karn push up necessarily. No, I can though. Oh, we also Karn just turns off the. Could get main deck Spell Pierced. Probably not super common these days, but Hammer players are a dying breed. You never know what they're up to these days. Yeah, we're bringing the pest controls. If we got to play a real sideboard, then we'd have some pest controls for sure. Still a card I haven't cast, but has been cast against me a few times, and I don't think I've done a lot of winning against pest control. Well, I haven't played against Hammer in a while, but I assume they're also still incredibly weak to the One Ring. Okay, glad they Spell Pierced this and not the Karn. Must have been their top deck. Sad top deck. Resolves. Poor Hammer players. I never know what to say about the Hammer players. Never know what to say. I literally dodged Spell Pierce last or two turns ago. Like it would have been way worse if they'd Spell Pierce the Karn. I can dodge a Spell Pierce, okay? Okay, let's keep up the interactions that are playing second Scion. You just plus on the ring next turn for lethal. Is Merfolk going to be tier 0 after image 3? Sure. And then one person will put one Plague Engineer in their sideboard, maybe. Okay, so we are up a game against Hammer Time. The Leyline Scion stuff can be kind of mediocre against them. I don't really feel like we have the luxury of just cutting that part of our deck. Do I want to bring in the Needle? Kind of just want to run it back. Let's be nice to the Hammer players. How do I always show up when you play against Hammer? I don't know. I haven't played against Hammer in a while. You can energetically aligned. Let's go to 6. I'm gonna mulligan pretty aggressively in this deck. In my wanted to put that in play, not put it back. So I'd love to Stirrings on turn 1. I think I put back the March. Yeah, the blue flare will, I think, be very good in Merfolk. That card is also just very, very hard castable, which seems to be the case of all the flares, I would imagine. Could the Elden Ring DLC drop at a worse time for me? Oh, the Elden Ring DLC is coming out in the middle of MH3. Yeah, probably could not be a worse time. Okay, take a land. Kebab Pizza, 31 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. I think the new free cycle is super fair compared to the last 3 spells. We've only seen 2 of them, but at the moment, I think that the flares are better than the incarnations. I think the green flare is better than endurance, and I think the blue flare is better than subtlety. And we've only seen these 2, so we don't know what the Mardu ones look like yet. But you know, kind of simply put, they are more proactive, where you get to play them on your turn, which is kind of crazy to some extent, and they are also let me see what we draw here. Okay, guess we're playing that. They're more proactive. You get to play them on your turn. You get to like protect your combo maybe in some builds, like with like Dredge with the blue flare. And they are just much more hard castable. It is just a lot more easy to hard cast the cards than the originals. At least they're not an answer and a threat. They're not an answer and a threat, but they are also 3 mana instead of 4 or 5, which is a lot less. How much more difficult of a cost is sacrificing a non-token creature versus exile card? It's more difficult for sure. You have to meet the deck building requirements to play the card in your deck for sure. Yes. So we're gonna plot here, kind of a nice way to get around the Sentinel for now. But but also like the green flare also is just fast mana. It's just fast mana. It's 0 mana ramp, which is kind of wild. The word on the street is they're on all 3 mana. As far as I know, they're all 3 mana, but I have not seen the leaks, so please let's not talk about them. It's early also, you know, but my initial impressions of these cards are that they are better than the incarnations. That was a pretty good draw. Or at the very least, I think the green flare is better than endurance. I think the blue flare is better than subtlety, and we'll just have to see what the Marty ones look like. We're probably not gonna have one that it's better than Grief and Fury, since those are like certainly the best 2. Okay, so let's just go and cast this. I have 5 mana, so I think I should just be paying for. I should be paying for the 1 Power Sentinel, not the 2 Power Sentinel. I like how they stack their triggers here for the 2/1 Power 1 to resolve first, so that they could maybe be more likely to draw something in between triggers here. So we get to look at the top 8 of our library. 1 into hand. Looking for Karn, looking for second Coffers. When it makes a Saga token response, kind of scared of a Spell Pierce. We find a Leyline Binding, and not a lot else. Just fine pickup. We find a Leyline Binding and not a lot else. It's a fine pickup. Find a Leyline Binding and not a lot else. It's a fine pickup. Got a Spell Pierce? Nope. I can dodge a Spell Pierce, chat. I can dodge a Spell Pierce. Damn it. Yeah, I don't think that the Colorless Land is going to end up getting banned super soon, if banned at all. And I don't know. I just need to start building decks with it and playing against it. The card is kind of crazy to me in the sense that like it doesn't have a like Ancient Tomb City of Traders style downside. Like if you just can't meet the card's requirements, it still just enters untapped and taps for a mana, which I think is pretty interesting. So they go for a Hammer over Pithing Needle, then they play an Arid Mesa. We get ticked down to 27. What are my requirements for a Solitude deck? You know, I get questions like this kind of often. And I want to know, you chatter, what are you looking for in response to this? Are you looking for advice building a control deck and just looking like what your white card count is? Or are you just wondering how many white cards should you play in a Solitude deck? Pitch count to be clear. I see. Pitch count to be clear. So I kind of simply put, it depends. Pitch count depends. And it largely depends because I think I'm going after the hammer. It largely depends because just because you have enough white cards for Solitude does not mean that you necessarily want to play Solitude in your deck. Solitude is a good modern card, but it is only a good modern card in some decks and also in some contexts. Do I want second Scion and trust that the ring will find me action, or do I want and can give me something else to do this turn? Yes. Thank you, Pillage the Bog. The minimum card count for any pitch elemental. So okay, so very minimums. 14 is usually like the lowest I would go for Solitude specifically. But also all pitch elementals are a little different. Where you need more black cards for Grief because you really need to Grief on turn 1. You need less white cards for Solitude because you are rarely going to Solitude on turn 1. You will sometimes, but Solitude is like a turn 2-3 play that you're evoking it, usually not a turn 1 play usually. So I think you can cheat a little bit on the white card count for Solitude. Grief, you really need a lot of black cards so you can turn 1 Grief scam is super important. So you want to play more like 16, 17 kind of minimum. Also, like, do you have a Kihira? If you have a Kihira, then you can play less white cards for Solitude too, which is kind of nice. Do you have Ephemerate in your deck? Do you have Undying effects in your deck? Are you a control deck in the first place? You know, there's a lot of factors at play with like card count. And so when you say a Solitude deck, every deck in Magic, every deck in Modern is just so different and so unique that there's not, heuristics are not the most as helpful as you would expect them to be, I guess. Yeah, Endurance, you barely need any green cards at all because you just are going to hardcast it like a huge chunk of the time. You don't need that many. So it just all depends. So if they get a hammer, can I just not block? Don't think I can not block. Because these would be 14 plus 10, 24. I'm dead to 2 hammers if I don't block. Am I dead to 2 hammers anyway? So this would be 22 plus 12. I block, I gain 4 up to 33. 2 more down, 2 damage from ring down to 32, let's say. And then I would take 14 plus 18, which is 32. So I think I'm dead to 2 hammers no matter what. Not no matter what. I could double block. I could chump both, but then I'm not. My board position is pretty bad. I also don't necessarily think they have another hammer. I kind of feel like they would have cast it maybe a little bit sooner. So they have just one hammer. This is 12 plus 12 plus 14 is 26. Then I take 2. And I go to 1 life point, but then I get to gain 8 immediately. And I'm also like putting my opponent in a spot where they're chump blocking the Ornithopter. Double block construct. Well, then they'll just put the hammer on the construct, and that's bad. I think they have one hammer also. Let me just make sure I'm double counting. So this is 14 plus 12. 14 plus 12. Oh, I guess they don't have to jump block because they're going to gain a bunch of life. 14 plus 12 is 26. Okay, I'm going to not block. Because I lose the 2 hammers if I double block, so let's just not play around 2 hammers by blocking. I like double blocking. Double blocking seems like the worst play by a lot. Your ring. I'm counting my ring. I'm counting my ring. See? 2 down to 1. So do we draw any spells that matter? Yes, we do. So I'm at 9. My opponent is now at 12. So this gives me 6 mana. So I could cast a Jegantha and then have 1 Leyline Binding up, or I could put Jegantha into my hand and then just go binding, pay for 1 of these 2 Sentinels. They didn't have another hammer last turn, so I think I should main phase this and then go like, so like not pay 12, right? And then pay 1. And then see if this resolves. If they have a surge, I can binding the hammer again. And then if they let this resolve, then I'll binding the Zagoth Aid. They had either had another Zagoth Aid or drew it. Blah blah blah. Invisible Stalker, a card I've played in Hammer before. A card I like in Hammer. Shout out to all the fans of double blocking from the last hand. Oh, sorry, I meant to surveil end of turn. Did not find another Coffers. Edel, thank you for the 19 months. It's a long time. Carlos, Spicy Wiener with the Twitch Prime. Thank you so much. May your wiener always be spicy. I'm gonna pop an explosives on 1, or put an explosives on 1 and hold it up. They can't surge to stop it. Not really sure what they're supposed to do. Magical? 44 months? 45 magical months. Let's fucking go. Although, if I pop the explosives, what are they supposed to do? I don't know. Let's demoralize them. Slippery Boggle Hammer. I've played the card Slippery Boggle and Hammer also. It was like okay, it wasn't like probably optimal or whatever. It was fun though. Seconder, 2 years, let's go. Does the DB stand for double block? It does stand for double block, yeah. A lot of Magic Online players forget about how double blocking works. I had my opponent double block a creature with Bowmaster and another creature, and then not that after all the other creature. And I had ordered the other creature first, and I just assigned all the damage to the first creature. And they thought it was a bug because they weren't aware of how you can deal damage in order blockers. So we got Surreal Lands. Image 3 comes out in 1 month from today, to my understanding. I'm not sure if that's the paper release or the online release, but 1 month from today. So what's wrong with taking the Underground Mortuary? Let's go. Yeah, dude, Flare of Denial Spellstutter Sprite does sound pretty sick. So likely in the Coffers Mirror here. Could be like, you know, non-Coffers variant or whatever. I will Pillage the Bog. 4 looks at a land. Fuck. Okay, Pillage bad, huh? Online release is the 11th, I see. Okay. Could have taken the Scion, but if this is Coffers, which it likely is, they tend to have a lot of answers to Scion. Not taking a Scion. No, it's just like Scion's not that good against Coffers. They have like Damnations and Shieldred's Edicts, and I think I also want to be able to go like Stirrings into land and to Pillage the Bog, and maybe one of these like lands we see in the top 12 cards is Cabal Coffers. Take my Leyline opponent. Dang it. Okay, so opponent's got 5 cards in their hand. I'm down to 16 life points. Slam in this Coffers. And then why don't we go ahead and Thoughtseize. Try to keep them off of a powerful 4-drop, potentially. How's that for a powerful 4-drop? So they found Field of Ruin as one of these 2 new cards here. So I think I'm going to Binding the Bowmaster and say if the one unknown card my opponent has is a Ring or Karn, we'll be really behind. Do we consider 2 Urborg Stones of Leylines? Considered, yeah. We also have Stirrings to dig for Urborg. You know, I've been relatively happy with 3, but you could play less. Is this the Leyline Sign fits in everything deck? That's definitely what people were saying the last time I played this deck. I feel like this deck is like so the opposite of that because Leyline is so good in your Cabal Coffers March of Wretched Sorrow deck. I think it's just good here. Maybe I'm supposed to plot here to protect the Karn from a possible target. I could also Scion here. Yeah, I'm gonna get Scion just to protect from possible Thoughtseize. We also saw we know their hand is March Urborg. Did 2 mystery cards after the draw step. So they drew Damnation and they are making an awful attack. Okay. I think they have Damnation. Let's take a peek. I guess I'll attack first. Formerly Beef, 6 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Some 8 Drifter Brews. I think the Drifters work well with different cards. Like, Mole Drifters go with Ephemerate Persist. The other cards are good with the new Temple, Eldrazi Temple. Okay, I was wrong. Love to be wrong. So they play their Cabal Coffers. Uh-oh. Hopefully this is just Escape Cling. Kind of looks like it is. I'm excited for Upheaval, Second Frog, and Broader. I think I'll probably never put those 2 cards in the same deck, but we'll see. Looks like a Cling and a Brick. So my Karn is going to die to the March. Although not this turn. Grabbing the ring seems reasonable. Yeah, just grab the ring, I guess. See if they march end of turn so they can top deck something. This I just keep the second march, which I think is fine. Gracias por el content. Thank you, Bambino, for the 2 years. Let's go, dude. And formerly Beef for the 6. Thank you as well. If they're fielding here, they probably should field before activating the Coffers. I guess, yeah, it's just more mana, right? Yeah, more mana to do it the other way. Okay, 3 basics. Stonebrain might have been worth to X up on his cards. Yeah, I thought about Stonebrain, and I felt like the ring was a lot better, but you're psychic and we were gonna draw second ring, I guess. I think if Outburst wasn't banned, people still wanted Leyline to be banned at this point. Yeah, I don't know. Boy, that Outburst ban was fucking good, huh? That was a good thing they did. Are they gonna march their own token? No, they drew a Karn. That's bad. Looks like a little bit of lag. Of course, the lag is ticking off of my clock and not the other one. What if they have the edict in their sideboard? Not such a good thing. I miss my living end. Well, I won't dance on your grave, but I do not miss old living end. And living end still just exists, you know. They do have Tithing Blade, but living end still just exists and is like just a much more balanced deck. They're gonna craft with the token. So Leyline Binding would be a good draw. Fatal Push, not so good. Maybe we can find another Scion here. Find a Karn the Great Creator that we cannot cast. So I'll put it in my hand and pass to them. Yeah, living in still super real, super playable deck for sure. So I think we're gonna get Sundering Titan out of this game. Need to fade that for like one more turn. To bring in the reprieves though, so we get to go like. Maybe I'll still play both pushes. I think one push is probably okay because we used a 4/5. Seems fine. Could obviously bring in one of these artifacts too. I don't think I really want any of them in the main deck. Please no leaked talk in chat, Enigma. Marsh's flexible answer to both Karn. Yeah, ooh. So we have Urborg Coffers. We can't cast these. A triple Thoughtseize. I think we got these. Yeah, I guess I'm okay if they seize one of my. Also, my Urborg against their Coffers, classic. Yeah, but push is just like more mana efficient against Bowmaster Shieldred, but March is more versatile, so kind of close maybe. They seize one of my seizes. I got the Urborg. Pass back. We don't take kindly to whistleblowers in the chat. Just no leak cards, please. Strong bowling policy. So fucking. I am a noble card leaker. The Wizards is releasing a set every month and a half, and I cannot get enough. I cannot fucking get enough. I need to know. I need to not enjoy this Outlaws of Thunder Junction set that came out. I need to know every card in Modern Horizons right fucking now. And and I am the equivalent of Boeing whistleblowers who are being murdered by the Boeing Corporation. fucking Magic players. Devo, 21 months. Thank you. Welcome back. It's my noble duty to ruin the day of content creators who do get preview cards, and their preview card has been leaked already. My divine right. You can talk about leaks, that's fine. You can't do it in this channel. But if you do talk about leaks, you are not allowed to complain about how many set releases there are. You clearly need more Magic. You clearly need more content. You need more cards. Is my philosophy. Scalding Tarn Jegantha. Kind of want to plot the Pillage of the Bog to get around the Stubborn Denial a little bit. New Minigoif is good actually. I like New Goif. I think New Goif is gonna be great. They plot a slick shot show off. I'm gonna plan to punish for not going for the bog because I probably should just be Yeah, I should just be marching that here. It's pretty bad if they have a mutagenic growth. I can maybe play around that by pitching the bog. Is that a hot take? I don't know. Maybe not that hot. Like most hot takes, actually. Lukewarm. So if I want to march this Tarmogoyf, I have to pitch the Pillage the Bog. Otherwise, I can just march the Channeler, and then the Goyf is really big. But I can maybe set up for like explosives on 2 off the Karn. Dude, the servers have been struggling. You could also just go Karn for bridge next turn. Yeah, let's just pillage, look at top 8, maybe find a Scion. Don't find a Scion. Actually find nothing castable. Well, we can cast the March, but then we can't do anything with it. This is game 1, though, so I feel like if I just take March, then I set up for like Karn plus bridge next turn, and then I can just gain a ton of life with this March, we should be in good shape. Necrogoyf, Stalker, and how weirdly close you are to Mono Black, Rectus, Delver. Yeah, like, Mono Black has been missing good 1-drops you can cast turn 1. Stalker is okay. Stalker is, like, totally playable, and, it's really nice that you now have, some redundancy to the 1-drops. Like, the difference between a 1-mana threat and 2-mana threat in Modern it cannot be overstated how different these cards play. Supplier Racer. Supplier is a good card, but it doesn't go in like your generic like Thoughtseize mid-range deck. Like there are good like synergistic 1-mana spells for sure, but they're not good, like they're just for a long time were not any good like generic black creatures you could play turn 1. Like red just had, Channeler Ragavan, and like green has like Mana Dorks, and like but black just had nothing. What did they plot? They plotted an Abundant Harvest and a Questing Druid. So if they harvest first, they're not going to be able to trigger the show off. So maybe they'll just go like attack Karn and seek the beast. They're attacking me. I could die here. They're seeking the beast. They would need a lot, a lot in their hand, and they need to find some stuff. They do find a lightning bolt, which is worth 5 damage. I think I'm dead if their hand is like any combination of 2 bolt or darts. They find an Underworld Breach. It certainly seems like their main way of surviving. So I probably want to like be able to march the Channeler that they play off the Breach. Black threats being high curve is good. You can think that. That's a very fine thing to think for sure. I don't. I even think that maybe like 2 years ago, like there also just were not that many playable black creatures. Like you had Death Shadow, you had Lurrus that got banned. Lurrus was good. You have Turok, which is pretty fringe. You have Grief, obviously. But Grief was also like not as played before Lurrus was banned. But yeah, Grief, you have Voidwalker, and then you had Voidwalker, and then you got Bowmaster, then you got Stalker. Now we're getting Necrogoyf, but we didn't have Bowmaster for a long time. It's like Voidwalker, Shadow, Lurrus, Grief, Yawgmoth. Yeah, Yawgmoth, Asmo. Not that these are like super playable. Dark Confidant completely unplayable for like 7 years in Modern. Shieldred. Yeah, Shieldred's also a recent one. I'm saying like in the last couple years we've gotten a lot more playable black creatures. Where it just feels like there were not that many before, but there's some for sure. Yeah, Angler, Dark Confidant just like totally power level crept out of the format. Yeah, Valky, I guess, counts. That Valky was also like at least 3 years ago. So I kind of like to be able to like have 3 cards in my hand. I can Jegantha, then I can attack. Then I can play Urborg, and then I can go. I can at the very least Thoughtseize. I might go Thoughtseize plus March. I want to Thoughtseize the breach. Blood Goddess, Prize Amalgam, Street Wraith, Architects of Will. I mean, I don't know. Sure, but sure. There's some. Those are two of those are not really creatures, but they are technically right, I guess. Yeah, Knight of the Ebon Legion is a cool card for sure. So even if they find a mutagenic growth off the Seek the Beast, they're not able to save this slick shot. They'd have to find 2, I guess. So why? Oh, they're darting their own show off so that I don't gain the life. Okay, good play. Oh, I remember the Shadow Scourge deck was like so sick for just such a small, such a small window in time. Because their plan is likely to go Underworld Breach and then Bolt me like 5 times. But they have to do that before I draw Karn. And if they're playing Mingu, I think Mingu only plays 2 breaches, and we've Thoughtseized one of them. Harvest for non-land reveals Lightning Bolts. And then they tap for 2 red. So where did that Goyf come from? I guess that was an exile from the Seek the Beast. Maybe it's right to be sandbagging cards in hand. I'm gonna play with my Jegantha for now, so they can't. I guess attack with double slick shot show off would not be very likely. So bolts me end of turn. Yeah, I'm dead to a breach. Yeah. It's nice that not only we have Ancient Stirrings and we have they plot a slick shot show off. Ancient Stirrings and Pillage the Bog and also the ring to like protect for a turn. They do plot 2 show offs to make it to where we're pretty likely to draw something. They're also not casting these Questing Druids. Guess saving them for post damnation. Yeah, I don't think they're very likely to kill me, but I think I do just want to keep the hand empty so they can't go like double show off into I block one of them and then they go like flashback dart, kill their own show off, lava dart me. Yeah, they could have lethal. Yeah, if they just drew lava dart for turn, I was dead if I didn't cast a Thoughtseize. Maybe it was dead to bolt too. Okay, so let's cycle this. In theory, a lot of good draws. In practice, a lot of fetch lands. Guess I should probably be surveilling too, huh? Ensnaring Bridge is all colors. Pretty excited for backup deck. I think I finally found good balance for Magda in a Mayhem Devil bombardment deck. I think the Grief Scam package is pretty mandatory, so you have enough interaction for some matchups. So what's wrong with ever top decking anything? We have a Stirrings, Ring, Karn, Pillage, March as all awesome top decks. Yeah, the rec deck looks interesting. I want to play it at some point. I haven't tested off stream. I want to probably do that first. Your turn. Not quite sure if they drew on Dart. You're at 12. Yeah, obviously we don't know if they drew Dart, but they just had some lethal outs if I didn't cast the Thoughtseize. They find Bauble off their Harvest. Yeah, I'd love to play Croaks in that sack deck. Your turn. Pitiless Plunder in that sack deck. Goes infinite with Miner plus Bombardment. This card is what? Creature enters, make a treasure. Creature dies, make a treasure. This card's 4 mana. It's not. So we have 9 mana total, so not enough to just kill them with a Walking Ballista. I think I am just gonna... Could Stonebrain Underworld Breach. Seems like a Nihil Spellbomb. Instead, we'll get the job done. They can Flashback Dart a couple times if they want. Pitiless Horde. It only costs 3 mana. It does a lot of things. Sure, we'll play 4. Also don't know what it does. But I can't imagine there's a second Pitiless card that also combos with what we're talking about. Yeah, I can actually not... I don't need to worry about them killing me with the show-offs. Because I have the Fatal Push now. I just get to block one, they're gonna kill their own thing, and I just push the other one. I don't think they have like main deck Blossoming Defense. But I want to be able to like put a card in my hand off Karn next turn and attack with my Scion. If they had drawn Dart, you're at 12. They 4 spells, 2 damage, goes on 6 shot, which means 11. The other 2 darts go at my face though, right? So they cast 4 spells, so one of the show-offs is 9. Okay, yeah, you're right, 10, 11. Okay. Okay. So we like cantrip into Dart. Should have gone for Ballista, would have had lifelink. No, because I'm dead if they draw Underworld Breach if I go for Ballista. I am dead on board. I'm dead and bored. Wait, where is my Ballista? Did I? Oh, I forgot I cut the Ballista. That's fine. Coating? I don't know. Coating's isn't really doing enough. Does E not help? Yeah, I mean, E. It didn't really help. No, we kind of just can't lose after we exile their graveyard and hit with them with a Scion to gain 4. Stormbrain Bolt. Stormbrain Bolt could have been okay. I did not know that F3. Thank you for telling me. So in a Tithing Blade down to Thoughtseize. Can maybe board in the explosives also. Can maybe board in a Thoughtseize also, or the explosives also, and like Karn can grab Bridge, which is also like 3 mana. Contain the board. Yeah, not a lot of wrong plays with Karn in these kind of spots for sure. Gonna keep. Down to 19. Right, let's push. Five 4 drops, 2 lands, Snapkeep. Hell yeah! It's so hard to mulligan like Leyline 2 lands interactive spell top end payoff even against prowess. Where like we have not only do we just have the 4 Scions to top deck and just win the game here, but we also have I guess they're gonna have some pick your poisons. But we also have 4 Stirrings and 4 Pillage the Bogs to like dig pretty deep for the Scions. That being said, we do also have more 4 drops in the deck. Yeah, I agree with Scion. You don't need the Ballista as much, which is why I end up cutting it. They're destructive revelring the engineered explosives. I can see that in the chat. I can't see that on the field because Magic Online has been so laggy lately. Is the lag really because of the EDH servers? Is it really because of the EDH servers? It might be. Has anybody been playing the EDH leagues on Magic Online? Is it fun? Watched a little bit of content on it, but I had a very hard time following. Graveyard's an Underworld Breach with the Channeler in play. Yeah, I guess we can see how many people are in the league. We have to join first to see. Getting gate kept. This is just like bowing. Okay, well, I'm glad they revelry the explosives, I guess. The bowing comment was so absurd. If you play a swamp, does it come triple swamp because of Leyline Urborg? Reminds me of playing Effinum, and there was a kid who just put the Liliana of the Dark Realms emblem in his deck. He just opened it in a pack and put it in his deck, and then just played it for 0 mana and said, with a big smile, all of my swamps tap for 4 mana now. And he was very happy to have drawn his Liliana of the Dark Realms emblem. And very disappointed to learn that it didn't work that way. Yeah, I admitted that would be like the best card of Magic's history. Like the kid was certainly right, and that was a good one. But it was just like, you know, just like 60 cards. You know, they like opened in packs, and that was the best one. And they only had one. It would be, can you imagine? Yeah, a lot of people thought, yeah, I remember Dark Ritual just puts 3 swamps into play, you know, or in like Land or Else taps puts a swamp into play. I don't think we're dead to Dart, but we're certainly not very alive. 10 minus 8. Was it draft? Like, did they draft the emblem? No, it was standard. They opened the emblem in a booster pack, and I actually Liliana of the Dark Realms might not have even been like legal in that standard format. It probably was. And they just opened in the booster pack, said that card's good, and then put it in their deck. Okay, game 3. Someone cast Cabal Therapy versus me and monitor it. Oh, my friend Mickey, who was actually in the background of the stream yesterday, his first ever modern PTQ. He was very new to Magic, and then he built a white weenie like soldiers deck in modern, and top 8'd, and then got disqualified in the top 8 because he had, I think it's Blood Knight, some knight with protection from red that is just not legal in modern. I can't remember which one, but some 2 mana knight that just wasn't a legal modern card that he didn't know. Okay, Swifty. Yeah, maybe Silver Knight. So I think I want to Binding now because if my opponent has Destructive Revelry and they Revelry in response to the trigger, it's a little bit worse. Yeah, I think it was Silver Knight. We just barely missed Mickey though, because he was here yesterday. He could have told us. Although I guess if my opponent has Pick or Poison, it's worse to Binding main phase. So I guess we don't. I'm gonna choose non-land almost for sure. Yeah, find a Channeler, which maybe my Scion can beat. Should that be a DQ? This was like 12 years ago, maybe. And rules were pretty harsh back then. What can you say? I think we're just gonna grab basic swamp and then Thoughtseize and Binding. Can also cast the Scion, but it's just so bad to play the Scion into any of their disenchants. Dude, the servers are struggling today. I don't know if it's like has anything to do with this account, But I feel like it's worse when I play on this account versus the Aspiring Spike one. I don't know if any other content creators who are using these feel similarly. Nick's Kingdom, thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody. Hope you all are doing well today. I'm just taking an Underworld Breach with a Thoughtseize here. And then I'm pretty sure that I'm wanting to Binding the Swift Spear instead of the Channeler to keep my life total high, and then go, like, if I miss a land, go Pillage the Bog into a land, then play Scion, and the Scion is kind of free to block the Channeler that has to attack next turn. Daybreak count is faster. Okay, good to know. Also, high Bamzing. So they keep a card on top. I guess we're about to find out what that card is. Mishra's Bauble. Wait, they kept a card on top and then they revealed Commercial District and Bauble. Why wouldn't they graveyard the land? Thank you. Yeah, it's been some time finding the just the right basic for this deck. How did Mana Traders react to breakup? I still have my Mana Traders account. I am not getting rid of my Mana Traders account. I've had that shit for 5 years ish, maybe 6. And I don't know. I need both accounts. I need both. Mana Traders, I love Mana Traders. I'm keeping them. Who knows how long this account is gonna last, you know? So what's wrong with playing Scion of Draco? What do you have a second account? So they gave a bunch of content creators accounts with all access. You can't cash out of them. And I am using it. It's what I like about this account is that I can switch to the backup deck really fast without mana trading. I can pick all the arts I want to make the deck look nice, and we're less likely to be ghost. These are the pros. The cons are people ask why I have the new account constantly, but I think in theory this will not be the case forever, right? Maybe that will change at some point. And then also Aspiring Spike, it's kind of I don't know, I've had it the whole time. It's very I want to keep the account. But so at the moment it seems like the pros for this are outweighing the cons for leagues. We'll think about tournaments and stuff. We'll see. That is an awesome draw. This lets me double spell here. Yeah, I know you could put the account on vacation mode. I haven't at the moment, and I don't think I'm going to, because I think I'm still going to use the Aspiring Spike account pretty often. Oh, I forgot this is the Jade Avenger. Damn it. Get that done at some point. I think it's just got to be the ring, right? Is the Mana Traders like hundreds of dollars a year? Yeah, yeah. It's also tax deductible for me, and I think still worth those hundreds of dollars a year. But also, like, the other pro to the Aspiring Spike account is I can cash out of it. Like, I can win prizes and sell those prizes for money, which I do, anyways. That's another reason to keep it. So a real questing druid. They need another spell to kill my Karn with the Swift Spear. Which they have, I guess, off the Lava Dart. Frenzo, 34 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Yeah, DB stands for Daybreak, because these are... The company that gave it to us is not Wizards, it's Daybreak. So I do have a creature in my yard to craft here. Also have a creature to just cast. I think it seems good enough to keep on top. It's my favorite D&D class. I don't know. I played a sorcerer for the longest time, for like 3 years, from levels 7 to 20. I used to like fighter, but like fighters are better at level 1 than paladins, but worse than barbarians at level 1 than paladin. Then Paladin's better at 2, Barbarian's better at 2. Fighter's just so underpowered, I feel, compared to all the other martial classes. But I used to really like Fighters. Obviously, it has some things going for it, but it's tough. Okay, another Coffers, I guess. So I have 8 mana, so I could go Jegantha, play Jegantha, and then push, then have Binding up. Then go down to 7. I think that's probably okay. Favorite Baldur's Gate 3 class? I played Monk for my like main playthrough, and then I played Barbarian for my evil playthrough that I didn't actually finish, and then I was doing a campaign with Esther that fizzled out also. I was playing a Paladin there, but I like the Monk a lot. The Monk was really fun. Like just playing a class that doesn't have to long rest all the time was nice. Isn't that the whole deal? It's versatile but underpowered. The problem with fighters is they're not really that versatile, and they're not really. I think they have an illusion of versatility. I think in actuality they're just like not really any more versatile than any other. Yeah, Monk is OP with Tavern Brawler. Like before I like built my character, I looked at everything in the Baldur's Gate, like all the changes from 5e to Baldur's Gate, and they just made Tavern Brawlers so broken. They really fucked up with it, and I like immediately was like, that's what I'm doing. So they have a pick your poison here. I think I need to save this for an Underworld Breach if possible. It's like in 5e Tavern Brawler is like almost like no text. in Baldur's Gate it's really broken. So we do need to draw some stuff at some point. We have 4 looks at stuff. We have a lot of mana. Oh, look at stuff. So this makes my mana go good. Did I mention Rectosac? Yeah, Rectosac is the backup deck today. Just give Magic Online a couple minutes to play this Urborg, and then we'll go play some at some point. I think I finally found a pretty good balance. Because like one thing is like I had Bowmaster in the deck for a long time, but like the mana curve is so much better if you cut Bowmaster that I end up being content with that. Okay, so we can get Ensnaring Bridge, which is maybe a little slow here. Can grab Cityscape Leveler, kill Channeler, and then we have 2 blockers, and we have Lethal on the backswing. Yeah, Leveler seems okay. And then we're not dead to Bolt. Yeah, we'll also craft the blade. While you were surveilling, I was crafting. This is instep? Upkeep. Have you ever crafted Tithing Blade? I have crafted Tithing Blade. Now. Actually, I think I've done it in limited. I played it in some sealed PTQs in this format. They're pretty fun. So we got our opponent toasted. Okay, and they concede. Okay, so let's get a 4-1 prediction going. Okay, snapping this off on the play against Jegantha. What are my plans to qualify for the MH3 PT? Well, just like almost everybody, I'm going to play my regional championship. If I do well enough in my regional championship, I'll be qualified for Amsterdam. If I don't, I will be watching Amsterdam. Now, I'll be doing some testing with some friends and really diving deep into it. I need to be doing that now. It's about that time, but okay, up against Prowess again. The format is standard, which I play a lot of all the time. Let's save the pillage here. Nice. Was hoping that they would play a channeler. Didn't necessarily expect I would get so lucky. RCC as soonest. Yeah, it's like It's 1, 2, 3, 4 weekends away. So that's soonish for sure. Like I need to be like right now is about the time I need to start like really diving deep into it. It's tough though. It's tough. So I'll get around to it. Whole Grain, thank you for the 13 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Love to watch you play the PT. Yeah, I thought I was gonna get a feature match. The last one I played. Will was like I was like 3-1 or something, 4-1. I think Will said if I won the next one, he'd give me a feature match, and then I lost. I think that was the round I lost to Pro Tour champion, Pro Tour champion Jake Beardsley. It would be cool. I will definitely try, and at the moment I feel like standard is like super skill intensive, so, like very very much rewards you mastering the format, and so all I have to do is become a great standard player in 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Okay, so let's bog into bog. I think actually Stirrings, because I can Stirrings into a 4 or Scion and cast it. But I can't really do that with the bog here. I guess bog 8 looks at Scion, but like Stirrings I could find Ring or Karn. Like maybe Karn wasn't very good. What am I going to play in standard? I don't think I've ever known what I would play in a tournament 4 weeks out from that tournament. Also, people don't main phase Seek the Beast with one on these boards. Instep it. Like, look, they just are like just losing this questing druid for nothing. Like literally nothing. Yeah, I don't think I've ever known what I would play in a tournament this far out. But I got some friends who are also qualified locally who are good, and I will be working with them some. I've been watching a lot of Doomwake, a lot of Ash, and see what they're up to. You should totally focus on qualifying and standard testing over modern content. Well, the thing is, modern content is my full-time job. I love it. It's really fun, but it's also like, it's how I pay the bills as I build modern decks. Some people would surely watch some standard content, yes, but it's not how I pay my bills. Did we just have a standard PT confused? Yeah, the PTs and the RCQ seasons have been pretty out of sync. They haven't synced them up, which is weird. Yeah, I've seen some of the blue-white Archaeologist Mentor decks that look pretty fun. It's really Reagan. Thank you for the Twitch Prime. Appreciate you. Yeah, the Teamer Analyst deck looks pretty awesome and pretty broken. Yeah, that's kind of looks pretty broken, and like I would have to spend a good amount of time learning it. And we really only there's only been one modern RC, and I actually didn't play at it. I was one of the 2 I didn't play at. I didn't play standard in California. I think I tried LCQing for the first Atlanta, didn't make it. Also, did play the second Atlanta. Oh, let's get out of here, Jegantha. Poor Jegantha wants to be sided in for once. Okay, so I sideboarded last time and we won, so let's do it again. Is Analyst still a deck after Recipes thing? Maybe. I don't know. I will start to learn and start to actually form some standard opinions. I'm gonna keep this on the draw. I like that we have Pick Your Poison, Insulation. I like that we have turn 1 Fatal Push, and we are 1 land away from Scion Leyline against Prowess on the draw. I think it's just kind of a clear keep. Yeah, what's funny to me about people calling the new I don't even know what you call that card. The new Archmage's Charm. Connive. What was the mechanic called? What is the mechanic called where you like add? It's like a 1 mana spell you add it. But the new counter spell calling Cryptic Command is like the third mode seems to be mostly useless. The third mode seems to be mostly useless in 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 the decks. So it's just like two modes really. Yeah, three steps ahead. A lot of these lists just cannot create a token that's a copy of artifact or creature. At least like some of the control decks I've seen like just cannot really use this mode. Spree, thank you. It's just kicker, just just multi-kicker. But without the spell. Mystic Confluence at home. Yeah, dude, Mystic Confluence would rule. So they do have the pick your poison. We did miss on a land in a spot like this. Oh no. Beagler, 14 months ago back. Thankfully, my opponent is also missing lands. I think we're still very good. Oh, Magic Online is not in good shape today. It's like they want me to play Hades instead. I consider it more like Splice than Kicker. Okay, it isn't though. it isn't more like Splice than Kicker. It's just Kicker. Kicker's awesome. Kicker's cool for sure. I'm not. I don't. Everything is Kicker. If you don't like Kicker, you don't like Magic the Gathering. Plot is Kicker. Not really. I almost feel like our opponents are being pretty fast. How do you feel about buyback? No, I have no strong feelings on buyback. Buyback is an example maybe of a mechanic that like they just never really they played it very safe. Like Thoughtseize is pretty iconic and pretty good, but as far as I can tell, the majority of the buyback cards are super overcosted and it's super duper played safe. If they just didn't play this mechanic safe, like they didn't play safe with cards like mechanics like Storm and Dredge could have very easily been seen in a similar vein. And it kind of just leans into the like there are no good mechanics, only good cards. We must destroy the EDH servers. We must destroy the EDH servers. Yeah, the Sprout Storm with buyback was really sick. I really thought this deck played Pillage and Pillage the Bog. Dude, I typed yeah, same like 20 seconds ago. Okay, poked in. Play your land. Looking for another land. Looking for love, ideally. Could take. Let's take the land. Now, its main phase, the binding, since this is better against Destructive Revelry, and we have insulation to pick your poison on enchantment. Brewing standard, yeah. It's you can't really brew a format that you don't play is something, I'd have definitely felt after like getting into other formats. It takes like minimum 2 weeks to understand a format enough to start brewing, and that would even be with like likely a lot of help and a lot of hours. So looks like we're probably gonna explosives on one of them again. Then into Sundering Titan, their one land. Timeless Stream, yeah, we could maybe brew in Timeless. I mean, I want to try the backup deck. Like, I'm not having the worst time ever. This match has definitely been particularly bad compared to the other ones we played today. But I'm kind of chilling because it just feels like only the fastest Magic Online players are still left today. Oh, I boarded in the explosives. And I'm the slowest Magic Online player. So I guess I'm just gonna grab. Oh, Coating's kind of risky. You have 10 minutes on my last opponent? Yeah, but that's not like abnormal at all. Ever used Cockatrice? I haven't used Cockatrice in 12 years, and I don't know if it's like evolved at all. You feel comfortable brewing in formats besides modern? I think I'd feel comfortable brewing in timeless because I've spent a lot of time learning timeless, and then it's just kind of the similar formula to modern of just adding the new cards and figuring out the new cards. So they're just sending the Karn to 2. So I could potentially. So I can. One thing I can do here is I can Karn for my Scion, which is kind of interesting. Surely if they could kill Karn, they already would have. We found a Scion. So I can put 2 Scions in play. Don't really want to get bolted out, though. So let's just see how much mana we have. Double check how much mana we have. Not enough to kill both of their lands with my Sundering Titan. And then also play my Scion of Draco. Finding it quite comfy. Feels more like a real game to me. Yeah, it's fine. I always disliked how, like, I don't know, people would just be losing and they just want to concede. I don't know. I just found, like, the salt factories to be crazy there. But maybe it's changed. It's been a long time since I've played. Yeah, so let's just grab the Sundering Titan for next turn and then ring into Scion. And then it would not be the most surprised to just get, like, double bolted here. Okay, I'm probably going to, like, Seek the Beast instead. Don't feel like I want to tap the ring. Is it too late to bet for a 4-1? Is it too late to bet right before I'm about to win for the 4-1? Yes. Yes, it's too late. Moments before victory? Yes, too late. They hit a Bauble and a Questing Druid here. Yeah, I bet it's good for playing with friends. I agree. Sundering with Leyline feels like a nombo. Doesn't make you target your 3 of your lands. You only have to target 1. You only have to target 1 because that 1 land is all types. Kind of nice that their pick your poisons are turned off. Don't have any basic swamps. Yeah, go crazy on Cockatrice. I hope it's good. I hope it's an awesome experience. I just, hate Magic Online. Although maybe it's better than Magic Online today. Never use Spell Table. Surprised you didn't fetch a basic. I was F6. I wasn't really expecting them to Blood Moon me here. So if I do cast my Sundering Titan next turn, I will have to kill this. But I'll have a really crazy Sundering Titan with first strike, lifelink, all of the nonsense. So they plot a Slick Shot show off. Maybe it's a good time. I guess we just cycle the Triome over, cycle the Spellbomb. Let's go down to 11 life points. So if I cast the Stirrings, I won't be able to cast the Sundering Titan. Sundering Titan's kind of awkward if they pick your poison me. Should be okay. We could also Jegantha. Yeah, I guess Jegantha's better because then I can cast this Leyline off the Jegantha potentially, and then that would just unlock my entire hand. It would turn all of these back into lands that are normal. And while also just presenting lethal for next turn. I can attack with Jegantha and then put it back. Oh yeah, they also can. Well, they can pick your poison off Manamorphose if they have Manamorphose. But also outside of pick your poison, they aren't really doing anything because I have Nihil Spellbomb for Underworld Breach. Be very fun to cast Leyline off Jegantha second main phase here. Okay, this puts them dead on board, so 4-1. 4-1. Yeah, I do feel like these kind of like I think Leyline Scion is very good in Cabal Coffers, and I'm kind of surprised to not see other people adopting it so much. I've been really impressed by it. It's like just like the Leyline is so nice because it enables your Cabal Coffers and pitches to March, and then I feel like it also facilitates the deck's game plan really well too. Yeah, now officially 2 late blinks. Okay, so gonna pivot to the backup deck though. Hopefully, Magic.